Hello everyone and welcome to Long's Toys. Today we're taking a look at the Beast Wheeler Converting Zord from Power Rangers Beast Morphers. As you can see, he has a gorilla mode and a kind of truck mode. I guess that's what makes him the Beast Wheeler. I don't know who came up with that name. It's not the best, but I guess it's not the worst. Taking a look on the side, you can just see kind of a cool picture of the gorilla mode there. On this side, you can see a picture of the combined Megazord and then the, I guess what they're calling the Ultra Zord, which is all 5 Zords combined together. Not too much going on the bottom, not too much going on the top, but we do have that new Power Rangers logo, which I do like quite a bit. Very colorful, very fun. On the back, Gorilla mode, Wheeler mode. I don't know. I would probably just call it a truck, but hey, that's just me. As you can see, you have the full lineup of Zords. Have not been able to find red or gold anywhere. I don't know what's going on with that. Apparently, they're in their own case assortment, but they're all the same price. So I think to Target, they're all the same DCPI number. I don't know that for sure, but it's weird. And Target is only putting out the 3-pack of these Zords, 2, 3, and 4. So I don't know. One day we'll find them. But here is the Beast X Megazord. Here is the Ultra Zord. Gold and silver do have a combination on their own, but none of the packaging or anywhere shows that off. So, I don't know. That's weird. I hope the Zords can actually still do that. I don't see why they wouldn't be able to, but we'll find out in time. So anyway, let's go ahead, let's get this guy out of the box, and we'll take a closer look. So here is the Beast Wheeler Zord out of the packaging. For simplicity's sake, I'm probably just going to call it the Gorilla going forward, just so there's no confusion. First thing out of the packaging, you do have to clip these wheels in to the back. They are loose in the box, but they just peg right into the back of the leg. And then if you want to leave them out like this in the Gorilla mode, you can. If you want to fold them down, you can. It really doesn't matter. They kind of butt up against each other, but I just wanted to show off that you can do that. It doesn't affect anything else. The other thing is, in the packaging, these come like this. But if you want to flip these out and put them in the other way, they just slide right in like that. And they do stay this way for the transformation. And plus, you get all your arm movement clearance. Because if you have them the other way, the wheels really get in the way. I will admit it kind of looks better the other way. But this way, there's no clearance issues with the shoulders, and then you can leave them on straight through the transformation. But you do have movement here in the shoulders. You have a little bit in and out, really, just for the transformation. The hands can kind of go in a little bit, again, for the transformation. But you have a really nice ratchet here in the forearm. So if you wanted him to hold a weapon or something, you could swivel them around. And he doesn't come with a weapon, but if you had something from something else... So he's got those nice forearm ratchets there. Otherwise, pretty static. There's nothing in the waist. The legs just peg in, so there's no articulation there. There's no movement or anything. So this is the Gorilla mode for the, let me get this right, Beast Wheeler Zord. That's going to really take some getting used to. In any case, it's a decent Gorilla mode. Very different from the Japanese one. Unfortunately, I don't have it handy to compare. But the Japanese gorilla was very much like crouching, like leaning forward. This is very much standing up. A lot of people have pointed out that this is kind of what the suit looks like in the show, so maybe that's what they were going off of. But otherwise, nice paint applications. I think the silver in the wheel wells is nice. The whole face and eyes are painted nice. You have some silver here, silver on the side, silver on this side. That helipad is present, which we'll see more when we get to the vehicle mode. But yeah, overall, I don't think it's bad. I think it's pretty good. Decent articulation, definitely more so than the Japanese one had. I don't think the Japanese one had any articulation, if I remember correctly. But yeah, pretty cool. Let's go ahead and we'll get into the transformation for the vehicle mode. So the directions have you take these completely off and just like put them to the side for now. If you have them like this, then you do have to take them off. If you have them like this, you can actually leave them on for now, and I'll show you what I mean when we get to that step. But you can unpeg the head. You can see that it's just kind of a connection port there with this square on the back of his head, and then you're going to push this down to hide the eyes, and then put this off to the side. Next, you're going to unpeg the arms, which can be easier said than done. I guess actually he does have a little bit of waist swivel there that I forgot to mention. So just be aware of that. Push this piece in, take that arm off. This will actually come apart. Okay, these want to come off anyway. Fine, go for it. That's like the hardest one to take apart right there. You can see it's the same kind of connection port. And just pegs in there. And then you're going to unpeg the legs. So now that he's pretty much completely disassembled, if you had these folded in, make sure you fold them back out. These are going to just peg together. Nice snap. I like that. The legs don't fold down or anything. And you have this giant open cavity in the back. Now they tell you to take the head, and it's going to be really hard to see down in here. If I take these apart again, you can see that there is like a piece of plastic that jets out on each side. You can see it there. I think you're supposed to like loop this around those to try to keep this back there, but it doesn't connect in or anything. It's really kind of a bummer. I wish there was somewhere for it to kind of just like snap on, because you can see in 2 seconds you can shake it right out. So if you want to store this back here, you can, but more often than not, I mean, if you can get it to balance between those two things, it stays in decently, but it's not great. So we'll put that to the side. Let me shift the camera down here. Take your arm, fold in the fist. Make sure this is straight. And by, whoops, drop it first, obviously. What I mean by straight is this can't be at an angle. It has to kind of be like nice and evenly square so that it can fit down in there. If you have it at a weird angle, it's not going to do it. Then you're going to peg these together. Just like that. Have that helipad. Put that off to the side. Now at this point, once you push that in, you can flip this around. Now coming back to these. So the directions want you to take these off, and then you'll see that there is a large connection port right here, and that's going to fit into here. So there's the front. Unfortunately, mine does not close up all the way. I thought it had to do with these connections, but it's a little bit better when you push them around. So the directions do not address that these pieces here swivel, as you can see, which is kind of strange. They want you to just take this and clip it here into the gold connector there, which you will do, but first you want to slide this on here like this, and then rotate the whole piece around and snap it in. Now technically you don't have to. If you want, you can just connect it just like this and leave that piece hanging out to the side, but it's weird. I don't know why. They're made to swivel and it works, but they don't address it in the directions. Also, this is bendable here. There is a joint, as you can see right there. That's going to come in handy later for the Megazord mode, but it's also, oops, too much. It's handy to kind of get it so that you can get it over top of that gold joint. And then peg that in. And then you take these two ports right here, peg it into those top ones, and there goes the head, so put that off to the side. These two right here. Come on. There we go. And then you have a lot of open middle ground stuff there, so you flip these and they fill in the gap. And you do have that awesome cheetah, gorilla, rabbit logo painted on there. I really appreciate they didn't lose that. Obviously they don't have the Go Buster symbol over here, but I think that makes sense. I do appreciate that they kept this. And then you're going to come underneath, and actually to keep it all together, you take this torso piece that the original Sentai one does not have, And you see that there are peg holes there, and there's pegs here and here. So you're going to peg those in here. And then there's 2 pegs on the gold pieces there. And that will kind of drop in and just peg all together. And that kind of makes it feel nice and solid. It really does kind of keep it all together, which is really nice. So here is the Wheeler Zord. I'm just going to call it a truck. It's a truck monkey. Get it, guys? Transformer fans out there, there's no more debate. You got a truck and a monkey all in one. It's perfect. Anyway, it rolls very nicely. You can put this in here if you want. It's not going to stay well. It's even angled, so that's meant to like fly right out of there. I don't get... I appreciate that they have some kind of storage for it, but it would have been really easy, I feel like, to just have... Like, you even have a peg hole here. Even if it was just like a peg on the one side. I understand it splits apart, so that makes it more difficult. But if you could just like somehow, like, even if you just pegged it to the side or something, give me something, because it just rattles around in there. Now, just like the original Sentai one too, you can take this, fold this around, pop the peg back out. Luckily, the peg is slightly loose. It really makes it easier to pop it out of there, which I appreciate. And then you can peg this in on the front. So if you like to have the gorilla head on the front of the truck, that is possible. And it rolls pretty well, and it really does feel nice and solid with that body piece kind of pegging both halves together. And I really like the paint on the helipad there. I love this logo. All the silver looks great. You have that, I guess, copper color for the visor. You have the red, blue, and yellow up here. You have a little bit of black paint on the underside of that piece. So yeah, all in all, I think the Wheeler Zord, the truck mode, works pretty well. So all in all, I like this. It's definitely not the same as the Japanese one, so if that's what you're looking for, this is not going to make you happy. But it's something new. I think it's neat that they kind of put their own spin on it. You have the kind of completely stood up gorilla mode instead of the hunched over brick. It actually has some articulation. Really enjoy that it actually has some movement you can get out of it. And I was wrong. There's actually the tiniest little bit of articulation down here in the leg, but it just moves in and out. And unfortunately, once these are connected, like putting them together doesn't really do anything. So I don't know why it's there, but I just discovered that as I was transforming it back. But I think the paint applications are nice. The articulation's nice. I mean, like I said, the Sentai one was a brick, and here you have a shoulder that can kind of go up and down a little bit. Can definitely move around. You have this nice ratchet in the forearms. Yeah, I like it. Like I said, if you really want to switch these around, because I guess technically this is more show accurate, or... And I agree, it does kind of look better. I will agree. But then it really limits the shoulder. I mean, it can still happen, but it definitely hits into it every time. So it's up to you. Whatever you prefer aesthetically, that's what you do. But you do have to flip them back when you're transforming it. Like I said, if you wanted to just connect them without flipping that joint around, you can. But why would you? I don't know. But yeah, I like it. I think it's fun. $30. Do I think it's worth $30? I don't know. I think it's basically because of sheer size. I don't have a Transformers Voyager handy, but I will say it's about the same size as a Voyager, so that might be where they're getting the price point from, because a Transformers Voyager is about $29.99. This is definitely not as intricate because it doesn't have as much articulation, but it's got nice paint applications, and it's going to be part of a larger thing, so it feels like it's definitely... I don't know how I want to put this into words, but it's not cheap plastic, but it feels like bulky, thick plastic. Like Transformers, I feel like it's a different kind of plastic because it needs to be... It's a lot of smaller pieces, whereas this is like big bulk. So it's made differently. I don't know. It doesn't feel cheap, though. It really doesn't feel cheap. It feels pretty good. So I like it. I mean, could it be 20 or 25? Sure, it could, and that would be really nice. I could see 25. I feel like $5 cheaper would probably be pretty good for this. But at the same time, it doesn't really upset me that it's 30. I think it's because of the bulk. In any case, let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Please like, share, comment, subscribe. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. And as always, thank you so much for watching.